And now, the general weather around Alaska.
All right, watch warning map. We've got a winter weather advisory out starting up here over the northern part of the state. And again, a winter weather advisory out for Shishmaref to Wales, Savunga, Gamble for northerly winds gusting 50 miles an hour, snow and blowing snow, creating visibilities down to a quarter mile at times there. And also a winter weather advisory out here for the eastern interior areas and also around the Delta Junction, right in this area here for snow and blowing snow. Again, visibility is reduced to a quarter mile at times with winds gusting 40 to 45 miles an hour. And moving down to the south, start over here in the west. We've got a winter weather advisory here for the Kuskokwim Delta, actually the southern Kuskokwim Valley area there. From about Sleep Mute on down for snow and blowing snow, gusty winds, visibilities down to half mile. Winter storm warning continues tonight for Bristol Bay with heavy snow and wind continuing to reduce visibilities to less than a quarter mile at times with winds gusting anywhere from 40 to 60 miles an hour out of the north and northeast. And the winter storm warning continues also here, or is currently out, and at least through tonight for the western Prince William Sound area, southern Seward Peninsula, as well as the Copper River Basin, again for heavy snow and blowing snow, especially here in the Matanuska Valley. Winter storm warning there for mostly blowing snow, reducing visibilities there with winds gusting to 65 miles an hour. Winter weather advisory for Cordova area for snow and blowing snow there, not as severe as the warning areas there. And for the northern southeast coast here, there's a winter storm warning out, again for the Haines Highway, I believe the Klondike Highway, anyway from the Haynesboro up towards Skagway for heavy snow there of up to 14 inches. And then the yellow area here is a high wind watch out for Tuesdays. A strong front increases winds to possibly gusting over 60 miles an hour here across the remainder of the southeast coast. And looking at satellite imagery, here's low pressure tracking up toward Kodiak Island, putting a lot of moisture up toward the North Gulf Coast. Well over an inch of rain falling today, Kodiak Island, with warmer temperatures there riding in on those southeast winds. Snow and blowing snow here on the backside of the system with those gusty north winds as high as 50 miles an hour here for the Bristol Bay area. A lot of snow showers to the Alaska Peninsula, eastern Aleutians up to the Pribilofs. Cold northerly winds continue to blow out of the Chukchi Sea, and the Russian Far East picking up moisture and dropping into snow or snow squalls from St. Lawrence Island all the way down to the eastern Aleutians. And snow again increasing here for the North Gulf Coast. Mid and high level clouds spreading over the Copper River Basin and the Susitna Valley areas into the Kuskokwim Valley, and clouds on the increase there for the southeast coast. And rolling that through again, we'll see out to the west, not much going on. You can see the cloud fragments here associated with a weak front pushing in toward the far western Bering Sea and the western Aleutians on. And let's see, there we go. That was an old graphic there I forgot to put pause on. Anyway, north winds continuing to blow out here with snow showers over the eastern Bering Sea. Actually, all the way up into the Chukchi Sea there, dry with cold temperatures. Again, many areas staying below zero the entire day over the central and northern interior areas. And then the winds on the increase here with gusts over 45 miles an hour this afternoon, southern Cook Inlet, and over 50 miles an hour in some areas of Bristol Bay out of the north and northeast there at that low pressure area tracking up to just south of Kodiak Island. Front here increasing the wind and snow across southern Alaska there and into the northern panhandle of the central and southern areas. Had a pretty good day, light winds, dry conditions. And for tonight, that'll gradually deteriorate there for the panhandle, but just look for possible light precipitation to the south. But again, snow heavy at times across southern Alaska with gusty southeast winds. So that front pushes northward here. Look for the snow to change to rain below 1,000 feet from the North Gulf Coast into the Kenai Peninsula areas. So Seward will pick up probably the lightest amounts of snow there with the heaviest amounts, possibly over 30 inches falling in Turnagain Pass. And cold air wraps back into Kodiak Island for a forecast of snow there, and snow extending up into the interior, all the way up into the Yukon Flats and along or just north of the Yukon River. And then for the day on Monday, that low slowly tracks northward there in toward the Barren Islands. And the frontal boundary produces snow for south central Alaska here. Heaviest western Prince William Sound. Heaviest precipitation, rain heavy at times for the eastern North Gulf Coast. Wind and rains gradually increasing there along the north coast, central and north coast of the Panhandle, those northern areas there where the winter storm warning's out for the heavy snow. For the Haines area up towards Skagway and the Haines Highway, good chance of snow here with blowing snow developing in the passes of the Brooks Range with a tightening gradient there, higher pressure holding over the north slope while pressures fall here to the south as that low approaches and this trough extends up into the eastern interior. So that'll kick the winds up there through the Brooks Range. And also no change out here, eastern Bering Sea. Gusty north winds, snow showers all the way down to the eastern Aleutians and beyond there for the Alaska Peninsula. And out to the west, this next front here, week, bringing some rain and snow into the western Aleutian areas, but winds really not much of a factor with that. Then this low here, just coming onto the chart there on Tuesday, see tracks northeastward here, and a very tight gradient develops along the coast. So we're looking at storm force winds for the Panhandle. Again, high wind watches out for the remainder of the southeast coast for the inside waters. Snow continues here across the central and eastern interior with lesser amounts out toward the west coast, possibly dry here, Seward Peninsula, away from the Bering Strait there, into the Yukon Delta. Strong north winds continue to blow cold air southward with numerous snow showers, again from the Bering Strait and Chukchi Sea to the Pribilofs. Eastern Aleutians, even snow showers, more of a scattered nature with much lighter winds for the Adak-Atka area. But no change really for the Alaska Peninsula, and colder temperatures again for Kodiak Island with a chance of snow. Lows tonight below zero north of the Alaska Range and to the northwest there with near zero temperatures all the way to the southwest coast with those continued strong northeast winds, mid-20s for the Pribilofs, lower 30s for the Aleutians, low near 30 for Kodiak Island, and 15 to 25 for south central Alaska, lower 30s toward Homer, low about 36 for Seward, or warming to about 36. So some of those temperatures actually coming up from what they are currently here. Areas of the Kenai Peninsula and North Gulf Coast, and mid-20s, lower 30s northern Panhandle, a little warmer to the south. And again, looking at lows 15 to 30 below over the east and northeast interior areas. And for the highs tomorrow, 10 to 15 for the Tanana Valley there, but single numbers to the west all the way down into the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta area, 15 about, 10 to 15 for the highs for the Bristol Bay area, and then across the mountains into the mid-30s for Kodiak Island, upper 20s for the Alaska Peninsula, and near 40 for the northern Panhandle, mid-40s to the south. Big warm-up here in the Copper River Basin, rising up toward 30 in the afternoon, especially areas where the south winds break in, mid-30s for the North Gulf Coast. And then lows again, coldest here west of the Alaska Range and to the north, again below zero for the most part, and back down to 0 to 5 above for Bristol Bay. Mid-20s for the Pribilofs, near 30 or in the lower 30s for much of the Aleutians, 20s for the Alaska Peninsula, back down into the teens for the lows for Kodiak Island, and 30s, mild there by comparison for the southeast coast. And then for the highs, kind of chilly up here in the Brooks Range, Anatuvik forecast high at 20 below. Otherwise, 0 to 5 here in the interior, some areas below zero, right around zero actually, all the way out to the southwest coast would be 5 above. 24 Kodiak Island, mid-20s here south central Alaska into the Copper River Basin, and lower 30s for the North Gulf Coast, mid-40s, mid to upper 40s from about Yakutat all the way down to Ketchikan and Annette Island.